Welcome back to Quiet Money Podcast, the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. Stay tuned. We're coming up next. What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Quiet Money Podcast. I'm your host, Dex. I'm here always with my co-host. What's up?
Hi, I'm Randi, the co-host of Quiet Money Podcast.
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
You good? It's always good when we can get in here and talk to each other, you know what I mean?
I know, we need to do it more often.
I know. It'd be a struggle getting in here sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're working on it. We're working on it. How you doing? What's up?
Oh, so much on my mind.
Oh, serious? It's one of them weeks?
Yes.
All right, well, what's going on?
No, it's just a never-ending to-do list. That's all.
All right.
That's all. Because I feel like I'm falling behind on things that are important to me.
But wasn't in your life, you know what I mean? What's new in your life? You seem like you got a to-do list. What's changed?
I know. I have less time because I have a part-time job.
It's a part-time job that's a little more challenging. I ain't gonna say demanding, but maybe it has some good challenges in it that's got your time.
It has some time requirements.
Right, right.
So I've been doing about 4 hours a day.
All right.
I mean, it's not bad. It's all work from home and stuff, but there is impact. That laundry basket is overflowing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's some impacts that I'm not.
But it ain't nothing you probably didn't expect, though, right? Or is it a little different?
I think I can handle everything.
Right.
So it's definitely, it's a seasonal thing. So it's definitely something to take in consideration for next year. Yeah. But I've been enjoying it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, I know you could do it, though. You know what I mean? But
well, how do you feel about it? Because you've said some little comments like...
No, it ain't. I said, what I say?
You said something about me having time for a new job and not having time for team management.
Well, hold up. Let's back up.
I said, hold on now.
Let's back up real quick. Like, what are we really talking about? You know what I'm saying?
We were talking about my never-ending to-do list.
I hear you. But listen. What's happened, right? So here's the thing. Here's the message right here. What's happened is that you're in the element again that you ain't been in a while, which is like working for somebody specifically, right? So you're now doing what I've had to do continuously for a while, which is still, have a job while having business and that kind of thing. So what's happened is you had some time that you need to focus on your job. You've not been available for certain things. What had issues pop up where you've not been available to like do it right away because you got a job now too. And what I would say is happening, which I'm sure happens with a lot of people, is that was my opportunity to kind of let out my own frustration, which was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But like when I'm working, I want people to be courteous. I want people to have time. I want them to give me space. You know what I'm saying? So I could do what I got to do. And it's like all of a sudden you was asking for these things. And I feel like when I ask for it, it always be something. You know what I'm saying? Or people be saying I'm tripping, whatever. Like I'm tripping.
Well, is it always something?
A lot of the times be saying I'm tripping.
Sometimes something.
No, what I'm saying is, at that moment it was almost like one of those, oh, okay, you get it now, kind of things. Like, oh, nah, it's your thing.
Sounds like some animosity there.
It ain't animosity. It was just like, oh, you get it. Like, you can't just hop and do this and do that. Like, you know what I mean? You're working. So I wanted to kind of sit in that for a second. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
animosity.
It's relatability. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was just like, yeah, you see what it's like. You know what I mean? But my bad, because at the end of the day, you got a new job. I need to support you. And, that weren't for me to sit on the side and have animosity or whatever word you were saying.
It's okay if that's how you felt. That's how you felt. You feel like when you're working,
right?
I never or always, whatever, don't give you the space that you need.
But that's the thing, though. That didn't get sorted out the way it needed to. You know what I'm saying? So now you got a job. So I had something in the chambers, you know what I mean? Which is something that the original thing is not your job or anything like that. It's, what happened with mine and all that type of stuff. But I do support you, you know what I mean? And I know you're going to do a good job. And the other thing that's making it hard is because obviously we're getting close to our tax season and everything. Well, it's pretty much kicked off right now. And we're starting to get some work, but it ain't super busy yet. You know what I mean?
Yet, no.
But it's coming, And we had some things pop up this week, which to me opened up my eyes to something I already knew, but again, needed to address it, which is like, I need to improve, some of our processes and things like that. And we're taking steps. Like, so just because we put this new software in, don't mean that everything is optimized.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
I just want to say I'm thankful and I'm very proud of you for doing that. Because I see how you've been working on the business.
Elaborate. Elaborate.
No, you've been very intentional. Mm-hmm. So I see the computer next to you, but I also see, because you're experiencing frustration, that further lets me know that you're working on the business. You're doing all the things. You're paying attention, you're communicating, participating, and I feel good. It's really what I needed. So I needed that push. I needed that extra support, that second set of eyes. And I know for 2024, we're going to do amazing things.
Appreciate
that. And I don't know if you were finishing your thought, but I did want to bring something up.
Good.
Okay. So since we're talking about business, you know how we offer, let me not even say what we offer. Okay. You know how we have coaches or advisors.
Right.
Well,
right.
I do. So, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out episode, what was it? I did it.
I don't know the episode.
It's something like I did it behind your back.
Oh, that was early when you went and got your expert advisors.
So to make a long story short, let me just summarize real quick. We were going through some tough times, and I wanted to make the business better, and I was struggling, and I was trying to talk to Dexter about it, and he felt some sort of way and I felt some sort of way. So I ended up hiring these coaches / advisors to help turn the business around. They gave some great input and we made some changes, and the business has been great ever since. So anyway, they reached out to me because I haven't really been in contact with them because some of the things that they wanted me to do, I was just like, nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable. However, in this conversation, like they were just, it was actually one of them, because it's two men, but one of the guys, he was just asking about the business, and we started going through the numbers for 2023. And we identified that the reason that I left that program and stopped working with them is because I'm not really motivated by money. So whatever my motivation was before to start, changing things, it wasn't necessary. Maybe it was money at the time. I don't know. But anyway, right now I'm not motivated by money. So we identified that. And then we were just talking, and we identified what percentage of revenue comes from this service, what percentage comes from that service. But anyway,
right.
So we getting deep into it, and I'm just going back and forth, and I'm like, I would love to work with y'all again, but I can't do it this way. Okay. And then I started talking about like my situation. I'm busy. I got this business, that business. My husband, he makes plenty of money. I don't have to work if I don't want to. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right,
so we're there. So anyway, he starts talking about him. He's not even talking about me. He was like, yeah, he said, because he had asked me my goals. So I told him my goals were, personal goals, which were to, I would like my own office, because right now we have an office in the garage. And I would like my own space, inside, air conditioning, heat, all of that. And land. And anyway, so he said something about himself. And what he said, yeah, he was like, he was relating with me and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I've been in a place where I've just been getting by. I've been okay with just getting by. And he kept the conversation going. But the just getting by thing.
Right.
So it stuck with me. I was like, hold on. Wait a minute. Because all the things that I'm telling you, because I'm very open. When you're working with coaches and advisors, they can't help you if you don't tell them the truth. So I'm thinking, you talking about you, but you talking about me. And do I appear to you as somebody that's just getting by? So then I had to...
Did you ask him that, or was that what you was just
This is what I was thinking. I'm like, hold on, we got to stop right there. I let him go for a little bit. I didn't ask him what he thought about me because I started thinking about myself.
Mm-hmm.
When have I been a person that's ever just getting by? And am I just getting by? Versus am I content? And that's where my thought process has been this week. I've been thinking, am I content or am I content with just getting by?
So where do you think you are? And what do you think? What do you mean by just getting by? Is it just like not growing because you're growing? You know what I'm saying? Is it like you're not pushing yourself to the max that you can, or you don't know? Because I don't know. I know for me, just getting by sometimes is not maximizing myself and my potential. That's what I know. So it doesn't mean, like I'm saying, it don't mean that the results of what I'm doing ain't great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But just getting by to somebody else could literally be like, I just make enough money to pay the bills. Like I'm just able to spend enough time with my kids. I'm just able to put food on the table a couple times a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm just able to keep the 5 or 6 clients that I'm got and do it the way that I've been doing it. And nothing is really falling apart yet. You know what I'm saying? But some people just getting by could be on a whole higher level than that, but you still could be better. I feel like that's where I'm at.
Right. And I feel that way too. Like when I sat and thought about it, I'm like, well, the things that I'm not even somebody who really wants a whole lot. Like literally my dream is to have an office and to drive a new freaking Toyota Highlander.
Right.
You know, so, but yeah, when I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? I am content with just getting by because there's so much more that I could do.
Mm-hmm.
And I could probably push a little harder. Now, granted, I am pushing myself, but I could push harder in some areas.
So here's the question then. You know what I mean? Like, no, for real. You could ask me the same thing because anybody that listens to us, we talk about the ups and downs, be real about life. Like, why don't you push yourself? You know what I'm saying? It's probably why are you sitting there telling me I push myself but not as hard as I could? Like what do you think that is? Is it habits? Is it the fact that it's hard? Is it lack of motivation, things that you've been through? Like
all of that. And it's a comfortable just getting by. Like I'm not hungry,
right? Just
getting by. Like, you know, I just had Peruvian chicken for lunch. Like
It's almost like in a way, I don't want to say our because I don't want to speak for both of us if you don't feel this way. But sometimes like your success is almost like hiding your failure too at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like you're being successful throughout the way, but because of the results that you're getting, is actually allowing you to like camouflage and ignore the failures that you're making. You see what I'm saying? You don't always have to like fall all the way on your face to be like, oh, nah, I didn't do the right thing. Or nah, that was wrong. Or I made the wrong decision. Or I should have took this opportunity. Like, it don't always be like that. Sometimes it's actually going okay.
Right.
And because it's okay, it just be okay for forever. You know what I'm saying? But certain things do happen that can trigger it. Like that conversation you just had.
The way he said,
you see what I'm saying?
Just getting by, I was like, I don't like that.
And you don't know, but here's the thing, I feel like the message is always important. You don't know the message is going to be, but the message got to you to kind of trigger something in you. And it sounds like it's motivating you a little bit.
A little bit because I do a lot. Like I can really say I be out here doing a lot, y'all. And just so you know, like I'm a mom, I'm a wife. We have 2 businesses. I have a part-time job now. I'm trying to cook every night. I'm trying to like be very intentional about my homemaker stuff. Like that's very important to me. Trying to turn this house into a home with like the decor. Yeah, man. The team manager stuff that I'm not doing too good at, according to my husband.
Hey, why you keep showing that up? Like, we ain't even talking about that right now, man.
But still, like, you know, the sports, taking the kids to and from school, like, I'm really, really busy.
It's all right.
But with the podcast, I'm the podcast production team.
Yeah,
this podcast room is
you do a lot. You know what I'm saying? So give yourself credit, though.
I know, but the thing is, I know I could do more.
Mm-hmm.
I know I could do. I'm probably at. See, can I do more without being overwhelmed?
That's a whole nother conversation.
You see, but I know I could do more. Like I would just have to rest less.
Yeah, and but you know what the thing is though? You could do more, but you ain't gotta do it by yourself. So the same way you had that conversation and that thing was said to you to trigger you, you work with advisors, you work with other people. The good thing about having a business, and even especially the way what changed it, is you learn from your clients too. You learn from people you work with every day. So like look at everything that you're doing as a positive, because you're gonna continue to learn and get better. And it's all right. Like the job that you got, you're learning things that you didn't even know you mentioned. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're being challenged in a different way. You see that people's working in a different way. That's all knowledge and experience and your business. And so it's only going to make you better. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And I'm glad you said that because you have a meeting with the advisors next week. Because I do recognize that I can't do it by myself. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to do it by myself. And now that we know that I went and hired them behind your back, we can now work together and be one big happy family and take our business to a whole nother level.
Talking about taking our business to another level, you know what I mean? And the word motivation that you was talking about. So anybody that's listening, like if you own a business or if you're leading any type of organization or any type of structure where it's like people that are underneath you that need you to lead, guide, motivate, instruct, support, you should be listening to this right now. Because one thing you helped me out with this week, and I thought about it for like a day or so after you said it, is one of the things I hadn't thought about enough was when we made this change with the software and technology we put in. It's a two-part field with that. So like a system is great, but people have to use it, right? You know what I'm saying? So people have to access it. They have to do things in that system to be able to do their job, right? Yes. And when we first did the implementation, we had a lot of conversation on like the technology itself and how it works and what automates and what moves there and the messages that's sent and all of that. But the other conversation that needed to be had is like, how are we going to work in this thing? And we talked about it a little bit, but not enough. And I still don't think we did it enough. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But my point with that is what made such a change to elevate ourselves. We have opened up some risk in regards to making sure we can deliver. That's very important, right? So you brand yourself a certain way, you got to deliver. You know, there's certain mistakes that are not okay. You know what I mean? And part of moving to this new technology was having to elevate myself, you, and my entire team to this new program that we're using and making sure that it's truly an elevation. Mm-hmm. We don't want a system that's doing all of this amazing automated things, but it's actually having issues here and there and people don't see it because they don't check it. You see what I mean? Yeah. Or some automated alerts going to somebody and you're supposed to do something afterwards and you don't do it because you're not looking at things the right way. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, motivating people sometimes has to be holding them accountable. And that's what you're reminding me of. You see what I'm saying? I'm very good at motivating. You know, I like to be liked and all that. But I realize I'm good at motivating where I can give good examples or I can say, hey, how much I believe in you. Or I can sit there and give you opportunities for things that you might not even be trained on. Or I'm always that person that would give you like an opportunity no matter what, because that's how I got things. You know what I mean? I got opportunities to do things before I even had the skills to do it. You know, so I always believe in the relationships I have and trying to give opportunities, even to friends, family, like that. I'm very much that person. I've been through the ups and downs because of that. But how do you get somebody to maximize themselves if you don't challenge them? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you don't, sometimes the message has to actually be, it has to be done like this.
And boy, did you deliver on that. You see what I'm
saying? Like, and I want people to realize like that's okay to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't do that enough. Don't let the relationship or the connection or the feeling or the type of person that you're working with or working for or working for you involve what's best for your company. Your company may need A through C. Your resource has to give you A through C, and it might be hard for them to give you A, B, yada, yada. But every time you make a decision to not get A, B, and C from them, you're getting a loss because you're not making the best decision for the business. You see what I'm saying? So I realize, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, now is not the time for that. And you got me right, because we have changed and our services are better and our customer experience is better. Customer acquisition is better. Our team is stronger that's doing the work. Now is not the time to do anything which is like leaving it in your hands to motivate just. No, I'm going to tell you what it has to be. And that's okay to do. I appreciate that.
And I appreciate you for doing that.
Yeah, and guess what? When, if you have a business and you're sitting there, you're listening to this, like when you go and get a new line of business, when you go and, get on some business credit to go do some new opportunity that you're doing, like you're taking risk, you're making a change. You have to meet it with technology. You have to meet it with the right resources. They have to be trained. They have to know their role and how they fit into the whole piece of everything, and you have to challenge them. You have to challenge yourself. And it's okay to sit there and put in the line, like, this is how something has to be done. This is when it has to be done. This is not acceptable. You see what I'm saying? And that is a very strong capability of leadership, just as much as being understanding, being someone who gives opportunities, being someone that will forgive. You know what I mean? Like, those are all great qualities as well. Great examples and relatability and like all of that stuff is real great. But what happens if that person ain't measuring up? What are you waiting for? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Even for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I know. And the thing is, you say you thank me for being more hands-on. But what's happened is now I'm in it and I see everything for what it is. So I see all the potential that we have and what we're doing, but I see the risk as well. I'm like, oh, this is what we need. I'm like, oh, we needed to put this system in like last year, but it's good. But now I'm like, oh, I need to do more with this.
So what do you think has been preventing you?
What, from being more involved?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think that the fact that I still work, I've always prioritized that. And so I think that's one thing. And that's kind of been like my default, that I don't have to be day-to-day involved in things because I have such a demanding situation anyway. So then I default a lot on you, So I think that's part of it also. And I don't know. Mm-hmm. But now that I've seen it, it's going to be hard to unsee it. It's really going to be hard to unsee it because I can see it very, very, very clearly what we need and what has to happen. You know what I mean? Like this week, it wasn't a bad thing, but I know we had a client meeting this week, and just the way that we had to present the items that we had to talk through, I didn't like it. Now we got the expertise, we had a great conversation, we got a plan going forward, but branding, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just didn't like it because I'm like, oh, I'm not this anymore. I need to be something better, even in just the visual of it. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's probably going to be one of the last few times that I have 10 things to talk to somebody about, and I bring up something that shows you the 10 things. No, I want you to have seen that already. I want us to both be able to access the 10 things. You should have been giving me updates and things on those 5 that's yours, and I would have been updating the 5 that's mine. Where's the interaction?
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
And I'm only 1 week into the new system and seeing that automated interaction. But now I'm like, I need that for everything.
Yeah.
Because it's 2024. And I refuse, I think, at this point to let the fact that we have such qualified people and the EA and great history with our customers and services, and then somehow it's like cheapened by like little things in how we're working. So we got to invest in technology, but we got to invest in the people as well, the right way, and hold people accountable and keep pushing them, or figure out what's the right thing to do. You know what I mean?
One thing that comes to mind when you talk about that, like making things better, is that it costs money. And sometimes it feels like with our profits, sometimes we don't really get to enjoy them like that because we're always reinvesting. We're always trying to make it better.
Well, what you told me earlier today about the money that we made last year.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't got to say a number, but that put a smile on my face. That put a smile on my face.
But that's gross.
Hey, listen.
There's a difference between gross and
listen. I come from one laptop working on one client,
right?
Making the invoices myself in Excel.
That is
true, idea, right? Off of an idea. So to see where we'll come, like that was crazy, and I get that it's gross, but wow, like to me that's like wow, we have a real, legitimate, amazing, business that is not optimized yet, but has so much potential. But I can see it. It's right there. So it's a very pivotal time. It's a very pivotal time, and I can see it. But it's okay. I got you. You know what I mean? I got a good team, and we have a good option on how we can improve things. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's going to be real good. But having that conversation of like accountability, sometimes you got to have that. Don't wait too long to have that. If you're a business owner, like it's your business. It's nobody else's business. It doesn't matter who's working for you, what connection you have with them, history, whatever way you feel is your business. You have to make the hard decisions. You have to make the right decisions. You have to identify when you made the wrong ones and you got to change. But the buck stops with you. You know what I mean? So don't let anything or anybody else take away from that. Like that is for you to drive. That's your idea. That's the thing that you create. That's what I created with you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we don't know the future with certain things, but we know what we want it to be. And in all honesty, no one's going to have the same drive for it, passion for it, dedication for it as us. You see what I'm saying? So we have to demand that and not share and hope for it.
Right.
It's a difference. Don't share and, hustle and flow it and everybody's, in a room freestyling or something. Like, do you want it or not? Like, you know what I'm saying? And you kind of helped me to get me straight. Because I gave a whole lot of this is what can happen and all of this, but not like, well, you can't do this now that we're doing this. You have to do this. It wasn't enough of that. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that. You know what I mean? What else has been going on? I know our son, we was going to talk about that a little bit. Our wonderful son, who is very, very, very happy right now. You know what I mean? Pivoting a little bit, but like for anybody that's got kids, your kids tell you things sometimes, even if they're not even talking. They let you know when they're happy. They let you know when they're comfortable. They let you know when they're not comfortable, when they're afraid. You can see when they walk in certain rooms that they feel like they want to explore versus wanting to leave. Like they tell you so much even before they could ever speak, And our son tells us a lot, and we're happy right now because he seems to love his new school, you know what I mean? Or daycare, not school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm going to let you talk about that a little bit, but just for parents out there, when you have to make that decision of like putting your child in daycare, and this is not mothers and fathers, but you got a baby, you know how that is. Like you see your baby, it's a connection that you can't describe. And you get to take them home and spend time with them and watch them grow, and they're right underneath you. And everybody has to make that tough decision at some point, which is I'm going to let them be out of my sight for a little while. I'm going to let them go to the daycare lady for a couple of hours or a day or 2 days. But like, you have to make that tough decision. It's not easy because they've been with you from the beginning. And it's like, I can't believe I'm about to leave you and drive away. And that's been tough no matter how many kids were here. Like that initial, we'll have our family friend for the most part. But like that initial thing of like, I'm really about to leave you here. That's tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we made some decisions recently that we've been happy about. But I want you to talk about it a little bit and what you was thinking, what you was feeling, why you did what you did. And this is for any mothers out there or anybody that's out there listening that have ever had similar situations of trying to find the right place to put your child? And, talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so Dexter and I made the decision to put our son, the youngest one, he's 2, in daycare. We've talked about this before on the podcast, but he does have a developmental delay. And he's been home with me, and he was going to the babysitter as well, a couple of days out the week. And even though he has siblings, we felt that it would be best for him to be around other children his age. So it's something that it's hard because I think all the daycares that we've put our children in before, there's been some sort of relationship, referral. We know somebody whose kid went there, so it was different. But this situation is different. We live in a different place now, and it was just not easy to find a spot in daycare. It's so expensive. But anyway, I ended up seeing something from an old friend of mine. And she had a daycare not too far. And I said, you know what, let's check it out. So we also checked out a couple other ones too, but we weren't feeling it. So we checked it out, and it seemed like a great place to put him. So we enrolled him for 1 day out the week. Now, one thing that is very important is to pay attention to your children. When we would drop him off, it was not a smooth transition. When we would pick him up, like he did not want to go. When we picked him up, he would run to us and would be like, I mean, he's not speaking, but you can clearly say he was ready to go. Like he would run to us. I never seen him act like that, but I tried to think about it like, well, this is a new environment,
That's how I thought about it.
Yeah. I said, let me give it some time. And you would think that the more he went, like the more comfortable he would get. But when he went, because he was only going 1 day out the week.
1 day.
And it was like the same every time. But the one time, because I think in total it only lasted 4 weeks anyway.
Right. It didn't last.
I can't keep looking at this reaction now. And but that one time, the last time I dropped him off, he was like, I do not want to go. Like it's like he was fighting to not go. Like he did not want to go. And there were some other things that happened too, just as far as the transition of dropping him off, and it wasn't working out. But anyway, he never got comfortable in the situation. And the thing is, like, I trust this person. I don't think she was doing anything malicious or anything like that, but he was not feeling her. So I pulled him out immediately. And
I didn't even see it because I would pick him up a couple times, and his a little rough anyway. You know what I mean, with new people and everything. He's not always eager to kind of meet new people and stuff like that. So I always looked at it like that was just him being him.
Right.
Until I picked him up one day.
Yeah.
And it wasn't you with me or anything like that. And when he saw me, like it was like before I could even get in the door,
he was running to you.
He was like running to me. And that's not like him at all. Not even in the house. You know what I'm saying? He ain't coming to me to get him picked up even when we're in the house.
Right.
So for him to be looking at me through the door pretty much arms up, that let me know, like, all right, well.
And looking back, I think it was he went a total of 5 times. We both dropped him off the first time. You dropped him off the next 2 times. And then I dropped him off the next 2 times. And that's when I saw, like, hold on. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So anyway, pulled him out very quickly. And then, by the grace of God, somebody referred a daycare to us, and we went and we visited it, and we decided to put him in this daycare. And he loves it. He loves it. I mean, that first day, he was a little bit resistant, but by the 3rd day, I would just put him down, he'll run off. And when he saw me, when it was time to pick him up, he was not eager to come home. So I just wanted to talk about that because it's just very important to pay attention to your children because they will communicate to you, even as children. If you take them to somebody's house and they're crying, pay attention. It's very important. So, and now he's happy. He couldn't be happier. He's making progress. He's playing with other children. So.
Hey, you know what, though? The other thing with that, kind of similar to what I was just saying with our business and employees and making ourselves better, being accountable and things like that. In that moment, I kind of felt a little bad, but like people do need grace. They do need opportunities to make things better. But you can always make that the default decision every time. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's actually okay to be like, you know what? This ain't working out.
Right. And we let the daycare provider know.
Yeah, but my thing is what I'm admiring with you is like our son does have that developmental delays. Like the decision right now on where he is in daycare, what is being exposed to, what is being taught, it's like super pivotal and important at this moment in his life. So even if it's not anything somebody's doing specifically or anything like that, like we had to make the decision like, hey, right now you need to be happy, you need to be learning. This needs to be a really, really great situation for you. And we made the decision quickly that this ain't it. So I admire you for that. Because I felt a little bad because as soon as we want to do it, of course, it's like, hey, let's try to work it out. But you was like, no. Like, let's focus on what's the most important thing, which is our son and what he needs right now. Same thing is with our business. What do we need right now? What does it need? Like, sometimes we just got to make that decision. It's the hard decision. What do I need? What is most important? And what our son needs is most important. And whoever's giving it, that's where we need to go get it. Mm-hmm. And there might be some bumps along the way or some people that's like, hey, you know, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? I could do it over here. But you got to prioritize getting the best situation. Yeah. And I think that that's something I want to do more and more. You know what I'm saying? Because that relational decision don't always be the best decision. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the best decision, like you're showing me, is like you got to go somewhere, some third person that you might not even know to get the right information. It might not be the person that, and this happens all the time, right? Let's say, for example, you want to do something in business. You got an uncle or somebody that's had a business for all these years and they heard that you want to have a similar business. Well, hey, they're ready to chop it up with you. That's great. But they might not be everything you need. You might need to go somewhere else. Serious. And that's the thing, because the way I've always been, I'm just going to sit up with Unc. And Unc's going to give me the game and I'm going to chop it up with him. But do I want to beat Unc? Do I want to land where Unc landed at? And if I do, cool, let's just chop it up with Unc. But maybe I don't. Maybe I want to do something different. You see what I'm saying? And even if I don't want to end up just like Unc is, what if he's known me forever? So even as he's instructing me, he's not instructing me the way somebody would instruct me that don't know me. Right. He's not giving me the advice the way somebody that don't know me at all, that's just getting paid a fee to give me the best that they can. Right. That's what I'm learning even more too. Like, pay, sometimes you gotta pay. Sometimes you gotta go elsewhere. Sometimes you gotta go to somebody that's coming to you blank slate and just looking at you as a service. And they want to provide the best service to you. The people that know you already, the people that's connected to you, they're giving you a service, but they're also giving you them. They also have a perceived view of you. So it's kind of a little, I don't want to say risky, but it's kind of like what you think will be good to do ends up being not good for your business sometimes. You see what I'm saying? Like, relationship-wise, it's good. Money-wise, it's cheaper. Let me hire somebody I know. Let me go to the people that I'm already connected with, or a friend of a friend, or somebody I'm in business with near somebody. So it'd be sometimes more cost efficient. Sometimes it'd be more, it feels a little safer. You see what I'm saying? But safe don't necessarily result in success. Mm-hmm. Safe is just safe. It feels safe. It may not even be safe. You know what I'm saying? So you talk about being content. I know that part of my content is I haven't been okay to go to other people for help like that, to be honest with you. So the things that I do well, I've never gone to somebody else that does it to see if they can add to my game. Never. That's a way that I need to elevate myself, but that's what you're doing. I haven't did that. Yeah. I've always gone to somebody else if there's something they could bring that I don't have, which is great too. But sometimes you need to go talk to people that have exactly what you have. They just do it a little better. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? They can give you a little nugget that could take what you do to a whole nother level. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I do like about my part-time gig.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it ain't really part-time. It's kind of like, got a lot of your time.
It's got a lot of my time.
At least right now, because you've been training. And
yeah. It's got a lot of my time, but it is still part-time.
Mm.
But I am, like, my boss has like 25 years experience doing taxes. So, yeah.
But Kobe is happy though.
Kobe is
very
happy.
happy.
He's very happy.
You know, when I kind of knew the place was good as soon as I walked in. The first thing I saw was all the licenses on the wall. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because sometimes you're in a situation you don't even see what's not there until you go see it somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So we went to the first daycare person, and it was a great conversation. I really enjoyed it. We peppered it with all types of questions and things of that nature. And not once did I think I need to go make sure there's or look for some certifications on the wall, nor did I need that to make a decision. I'm cool.
I've seen the certifications online.
But I'm saying I didn't need that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I trusted it was there, but I loved seeing that in the new place. Yeah. It caught my eye. Like right away when I came in the door, it was like right there, lined up.
Mm-hmm. And then there was like the lunch schedule.
Everything.
Like the meals on the wall. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. It was, yeah.
And you know what else sold it?
What's that?
The other kid that was there. And the way that they seen when we went there. I felt like it was a good energy there. The little girl.
That was her daughter.
Oh, that was her daughter? Uh-huh. She came down, like she was ready to meet him and everything and talking about what they would, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, okay, this is like it feels like a family situation. Now, you know, it's still early, of course, but he's been happy and, you know, I picked him up like once. But the time I did pick him up, he just ran as soon as I got there.
Ran from you.
Away from me. Like he didn't want to leave at all. Yeah. So it's like a complete opposite switch.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's nice. And then it is a home daycare and her husband's involved too. So in Kobe, I can see he likes the husband. He's getting spoiled. He's getting spoiled. She's like, yeah, I rub his stomach for him to take a nap. I'm like, you rubbing his stomach to put him to sleep? I'm not even doing that. But yeah, she's like, yeah, he runs his fingers through my hair. I'm like, he be pulling mine. No, but anyway, he's happy.
I'm glad it's happy. Yeah. You know what I mean? I tell you one thing that made me happy this week. I talked to you about it a little bit, but sitting with the kids for a little bit today as we're talking. But when your kids are younger, it's a whole different relationship and experience. But definitely when they get older, you kind of have to sit back, and sometimes things happen to let you know if you did a good job. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter came up to me talking about she wanted to invest. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know that she eagerly wants to invest. You know what I'm saying? I know that she wants to get a quick flip of money, but I'm looking at her and I'm like, you're 19 years old trying to make money for your future. You know what I'm saying? You're 19 years old sitting there trying to go and get properties, and you're pretty much your own business owner. You see what I mean? And these are all the things that she's done already in her life. So I'm sitting back and I'm like, you know, I did pretty good with that. I also like that she was willing to have that conversation with me. You know, we sat down. There's little things like this, and this is what you brought in my life too, but like she sat down with me, we did a budget together. Now, when I was about 23, my life and all the dopamine and things that I was getting out of it I would have never foreseen being able to get that feeling that I got that day, sitting down with her, creating a budget with her. And I don't know why, but it felt so good to do that. And I'm like, I can't believe that this little girl that I met when she was 3 is now coming to me saying, not only did I, you know, not go to school or whatever, but this is what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to hold on to my money. I'm trying to make money. I got certain goals. And what can I do? And we sat down and created her budget together. And she downloaded the app so she can invest. We looked up some stocks and stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, wow. Because I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what she's going to do with all this stuff. But I know I didn't have a lot of people doing that with me when I was like 19 per se. You know what I mean? I wasn't doing half of the things she's doing. So I'm really proud of her. You know what I mean? She's amazing. And she don't even know that. She don't even see it, but I see it. You know, and that moment of sitting there with her, creating her budget and everything, that was just super dope. And that was just a really good thing about my week. You know what I mean? I'm really, I can't wait to see what she does. She has so many ideas, like 50 ideas But what else would you want? You see what I'm saying? Like, we've been in totally different energies the last 2 years or so because life could be hard on you, you know? And sometimes if you guys are listening, like, and then first of all, thank you everybody that's been supporting us. Whoever you are, we appreciate it. Guys been liking our videos, downloading our podcast. Like, I don't ever say thank you to nobody, but I do want to thank y'all, whoever's actually listening. Like, we just be super real and we appreciate you being part of our community. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying. We've been around different energies where you got one person who doesn't see much of a zest for life, doesn't really look forward to the next day, isn't really thinking about what's in the future because the best things are already in the past. You know what I mean? How tough that is. You know what I mean? We've been around situations where we know that there isn't a whole lot of excitement or love for what the next day holds. Now, life, if you're alive, right? But it don't mean that you're actually living life. Living life is a whole nother thing. One thing I can say about my daughter is like she living life. She trying to like take life by the reins. What else would you want from somebody? You see what I'm saying? That's a young adult.
Yeah, she's very intentional.
Like we not agreeing. We don't agree on their decision and whatever the case may be. But like you sit back and it's like I'm raised a kid and I'm watching you springboard to try to take life by the reins for real. I wasn't doing that at that age. And I hope she hears this one day, but like I really, really admire that. We should really, really admire that in her, that she has such a zest for living. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the core of that. She values life. That's dope. Mm-hmm. And she values her life. You know, she's sitting here trying to sing, taking singing lessons and all that. You know what I'm saying? And just because she loves it, not because of any skill that she already has.
Yeah, she's like, I need an outlet.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But and the thing is, you know, and I learned a lot from her, but like the way somebody talks tells you a lot too. Mm-hmm. So you got one person, let's say if she came and was like, oh, I'm doing singing lessons. I want to learn how to sing, yada, yada. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Okay, cool. But she's always been the one that takes it another step, which is in 6 months, I'm going to perform for you. Right. I'm going to have a concert. You know what I'm saying? Even from when she was younger, we was downstairs and she had a whole musical concert for us. You know what I'm saying? But that shows you the drive and belief that she has in herself. It's like, no, I'm going to get this done and I'm going to show you. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a concert.
Right.
She not even got nowhere skilled like that yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But where does she get that from? I know she gets a lot of that from you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But it's really dope to see it. Because I know she does take the hard road sometimes, but we all did. But like, she's not going to fail. Mm-mm. She just won't. And that's what you want to teach your kids. You can't necessarily always teach them to make the decision you wanted them to make, to go school or not, to go work in business or not, to go play basketball because they're 6'5" or not. They may not do exactly what you're hoping or thinking they should do. But like, what do they really want out of life and are they really going for life?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if they're doing that and they're a good person, I almost feel like you did it. And I feel like Wood did it.
Yeah.
And last but not least, she's 19 and still will come upstairs when she comes in from work, lay down on the floor with her brothers, watch a little TV with us. Mm-hmm. That seems talk, tell us about her day and maybe be like, oh, well, you know, what do you think I should do about this? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know how many people don't have that?
Yeah.
You know how many people don't have that no matter what age their kid is? But she goes out into the world with all these dreams and things she's trying to do on her own, with her own money and her own car and her own life. But at 19 will still come right back in, come in the room with her 3 younger brothers, you know what I'm saying? Lay on the floor and just talk a little bit about her day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we truly are blessed.
Very
and
much
that's why I say, if nothing else, we are rich.
I'm telling you.
We are rich. Rich with love.
Rich, yeah. Not necessarily. Not necessarily money. But like, but like, you know what I mean? Like the intangible cloth of things.
But what else would you want?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm telling you, like, there's little things like, I'm like, oh, that's it. I can sit here and be happy about this and feel like a success because that's what it's about. That's just coming to him and like, I want to do a budget with you. I'm trying to do X, Y, Z. We can sit there and talk for hours and hours about if she doing too much, if she trying to take on too much. All right, like we might disagree. You know, should you go invest in the suite? I'm like, all right, but that's like the extras. Mm-hmm. But the core foundation that we want in our children is there already. So now we don't gotta like it'd be tough because you be like, you doing too much, you know what I'm saying? That's chill. But it don't have to go too far.
And I would say that the generational wealth, it starts up here. It's a mindset too. Mm-hmm. So think about it. At 19, we weren't doing that. I was doing something like that, but I didn't have access to the information.
No.
So.
But she always been a good guy though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm very proud.
For sure.
Proud of her and proud of us. And
she's a mini you, yo. She's a mini you. You know that. She's a mini you.
You're such a great father too.
You think so?
Yeah, I just know God loves me because he gave me you. Like for somebody to come in and just help me raise my daughter, like I sometimes like just thinking about it, I'm like, dang, like I don't feel worthy because you never looked at her as a stepdaughter. You never treated her like a stepdaughter. Like you never treated her any different, you know? Mm-hmm. And,
yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you know, I feel funny saying it because I know that's your daughter.
Hey, man, that's what's up, yo.
Yeah. But I was just like, I remember thinking, especially when I knew that things weren't going to work out between me and her father, like, dang, like nobody's going to want me. Who's going to want me? Mm-hmm. You know, young out here with a baby, you know, just out here.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, but the thing is though, at the beginning, it was, I was nervous, you know what I'm saying? I was scared in the situation of like, you know, I'm in my early 20s and it's a young kid, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of thing. But it was almost like a instant, connection for me, you know what I mean? And, after a while, it was just harder to not be involved. Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing. Half the time, I don't think I know what I'm doing, but I appreciate you saying that because, hey, the funny thing is, when I had that conversation with her the other day, she was leaving and I was like, you know, I just want to tell you, she'll tell you the truth. I said, I just want to tell you that I remember meeting you when you were so young and everything I'm experienced is like the greatest thing.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, I would do it all over again, man. You know what I mean? Like it happened just like that, but like from the minute of meeting you and driving you around and taking you in the store and like until where I am now, like I would do it all over again. Everything that's involved. You know what I'm saying? I really would. And oh man. I would, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, there are times when it was just us three. You know, unfortunately, half the places we ate at are not here anymore. You know what I'm saying? But just if you just think about it, like it's been a ride, man, and it's been a great ride. And she's had so many moments in it, taking her places, watching her sing for people, building up little forts in her room and stuff, and like everything. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I could sit back and. It's hard because I love to relive some of those moments, but then on the flip side, it's like, I don't need to go out. I don't need to go out party. It'd be nice if, you know, I go out, you know, but the feeling of sitting down and watching your adult kid come down and want to sit down and try to get their money right with you, that just meant a lot. Because we're past the barrier of, you're not doing exactly what I think you should do. Like, it matters, but it don't. We're always cool. I love that we got that situation. No matter how big our house is going to be, everybody's going to end up being in one room.
Mm-hmm. And just so you know your sons want to sleep in here tonight.
Hey, you can't be crying on me though, man. You can't do that. Oh, but it's serious. Like, I don't forget nothing, man. You know what I mean? And, anybody that's listening, like, you know, the journey of parenting it's something that people say is not as rewarding as what you put into it, but in all honesty, it depends what you consider a reward to be. You know what I mean? Because if you really look at it like God blesses you to be able to be a guardian and to take care of something that's his, man, you could sit back and feel good about it. Not great, not perfect, but hey, what else could you do? You only got him for 18 years or so to try to help him to be a good adult, which you hope they'll be for like 60, 70 years. So it's like, what do you teach her? What do you do? And she's a good example of like, we did all right, man. We did all right. And, she's going to do big things. And you guys going to hear about her more because I promise you, like, she going to do big things. She's liable to be the one to call us and tell us we don't got to do this podcast no more. She's making all this money and all that. But, that's our wonderful 19-year-old. And she is doing big things and we're proud of her for sure, And that's just a little bit about that. I didn't even know that was about to pop up for real.
Crying and stuff.
I didn't know that was going to pop up for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I just remember like coming to Bermuda and seeing you and riding around with you and I didn't know.
I didn't know neither. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know neither. Like, but sometimes it's some of the best things in your life are the things you don't know, you don't see coming. You know what I mean? And the key thing is you may not see it coming, but once it comes, don't be a fool and not see that it's there.
Yeah, and you know what? Don't let these modern day fake love experts on the podcast make you think that nobody's going to want you and that you washed up because you had children, before you got married or because you're older or any of that stuff. Because I'm seeing a lot of that stuff like just degrading women and making them feel bad for their situations, and anything is possible.
Hey, I tell you, like, I'm glad I haven't heard that, but
you haven't seen that?
Nah, me and you got two different algorithms.
Oh yeah, we have two different algorithms. Yeah.
Nah,
they be putting down women because I'm not saying it's all of the podcasts or anything like that, but it's a lot of them talking about like the traditional woman.
Hey, look.
So, and I didn't come as a traditional woman, but he's been working with me we've been married almost 9 years now.
Hey, look, I hear you, on the real, y'all, if you're out there, I'm talking to women and men. This is a real talk. If you're out there and you even feel like it ain't somebody out there for you, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you washed up, you older now, that man ain't coming to check for you. Whatever the case may be, you ain't gonna have your opportunity. Life's passed you by. Whatever things you heard, see in the media, see on TV, or even maybe just feeling your own heart, insecure, whatever. Don't believe these things. If you need to do something, go out to the mall, go out to the grocery store, go out to Walmart, go to some public gathering for 5 minutes and walk around and see the people that are there. And I promise you're going to see one couple that's going to remind you that there's somebody for everybody, done. Hear me? It's going to be somebody. You're going to be like, geez, how did they get somebody? So don't believe that it ain't somebody out there for you. Go, I'm telling you, you think it's a joke. Go to a mass gathering, go to somewhere where people are congregating, and you're going to see somebody walking across the street hand in hand with somebody. You're going to be like, really? Damn, too? It's out there. It's somebody out there for everybody, including you. You know what I'm saying? Now, they might not be in the places that you like to go at. You know what I'm saying? They might not be in that package that you're used to getting. But if you unravel the package and you don't like what's on the inside, then maybe you should look for different packaging. That's a whole nother conversation. But they're out there. You know what I'm saying? And you may not have met them yet. You might have met them at the wrong time, whatever the case may be, but there's nothing wrong with you. And your life and you values more than just the first 25 years of your life. So the whole world might tell you that you ain't as important when you go past 25, 30 and you're in this forgotten population. But you just starting to get to know yourself at them ages. You know what I'm saying? You might actually now have the money to do some of the things you wish you could have did in your 20s. And you can't let your worth be built off of other people anyway. You know what I'm saying? So love yourself and have that confidence and belief that somebody else is going to love you too. You know what I mean? And your kids are children. They're wonderful gifts. Anybody that wants to love you, if you got children, they should be able to love your children too, or they're not the right person. You know what I'm saying? They're really not. And that's okay. That's not for everybody. That means that's not the person for you. But you're not stuck based on the decisions you made in the past. You're not set on any type of path. Because of that, you could change your path. You know what I mean? You could do something different. And I agree with that 100%. You know what I mean? But with you, it was easy. You were fine. You know what I'm saying? It was easy. Like, you was fine. You still fine. Because, I would say was get in trouble with your color.
I was thinking, I was like,
what you mean was? Nah, but I'm saying you make it easy. I tell you, me and you be beefing, but the fact that you fine, it makes it easier. I swear. It really does. I just look at you and I'm like, okay, it's all right. It's serious, you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right. You got that going for you, you know what I mean?
Well, thank you. I work hard. Could work harder.
Well, hey, look, I need you not be too overwhelmed this week.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know, I got your back. I appreciate all the positive words you had to say to me. And anybody that's listening, like, make sure you follow our podcast, Quiet Money Podcast. All platforms that have podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can find us on YouTube, find us on Instagram. You can't find us on Patreon because nobody was dropping us $2, so don't even worry about it. But, finding creative ways to show us love, share our podcast. This is where you hear the ups and downs of life, and we talk about everything, all different types of stuff, and we just be real about all of it. So be part of our community. We want to hear from you. You know what I mean? We want to help you. We want everybody to help each other, love each other, feel good, work through life, and go through the ups and downs together, right, Ben?
Mm-hmm.
All right, till next time. Peace. Make sure you follow Quiet Money Podcast on all streaming platforms that have podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. Leave comments on our videos. Let us know what you're going through, ups and downs. We want to hear from you. We engage with you. And we'll see you next time. Peace.